I separated the reports, the religious ed reports, from the ministry reports, simply because it got too busy. So it's a separate form, and we'll concentrate on the religious ed stuff. Communications is how we can send mail merge letters or emails and so on. Table maintenance, I won't even go over that with you right now until you understand the tables. I don't want you to mess around with them, right?
Correct.
Likewise with security.
Okay.
So the important thing is that, you know, we want to go into the family. Now, so when we go into the family, it brings up here's the form for the family, and here is a list of all the families. To select the family, the easiest thing to do is to select them off the list.
Okay.
Now, since it's a pretty long list, we type in at the top here the first few characters of the family name, and give me a family name. Not one of those, it's some down further.
Okay, let me see, where does it end? It ends at S?
I mean, you know, so.
Oh, it doesn't matter? Okay.
No, any.
Walters or Waters.
Yeah,
I think we
see,
have a couple
because of
those
course we've
Walters.
got all these families, right? So rather than trying to scroll it, we put in WAL, right? And then hit tab. And that brings up just those families, just those
WAL.
people. Actually, this is
Walker.
the members, beginning with WAL.
Oh, okay.
If there was a Walters, they would also come in there, but okay. So then, to get to the family, I'm just going to click on one of those. All right. So if I click on, why does it keep doing that? And it has immediately brought that family's data into this form here. Okay. And what we have here is the family's status, which in most cases is active, but we can make the family inactive if they leave the parish, whatever, you know, quit, you know.
But this is just religious formation names anyway, so it's not parish name, the full parish name.
Well, they could be. I mean, they may also be ministers, you know, and they may be, you know, Eucharistic ministers. They may be lectors. They may be in the women's guild. Could anything. We have their address, their home phone number. Right now, this allows for, you know, recording collection types and collection references, you know, if they have envelope numbers, if they were online, if they, which I don't know whether you do online giving,
Yes.
So, you know, it could be, well, whatever, but that's not used right now. But the important one is the family email, because the family email is the one that we're going to use in faith formation, really said, to communicate. And we also have the emergency contact.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
important.
So that is the family. We show as a reference underneath the family data, these are the members of the family. So we can see when we're looking at the family who there are, father, mother, children, right?
Okay. And the sex, it's just,
Right?
right, I see that.
Yeah.
What's the first column?
Oh, that key is the internal key. Every record has an internal key. It's you don't worry about it.
doesn't
You
mean
see,
anything,
even the family has a key. I show it because if we ever have any problems, I need to know the key so I can research it. So don't worry about the key. That's the internal record number. But you got your family, you know, the name, their relationship in the family, their sex. If we were collecting birth dates, they would be there, and their status. Could be one of them goes to college and they become inactive as far as we're concerned. Yes, whatever. Okay. So now if I need to get to a member of the family, I click the member here. But before I do that, just to...
You just can't click right on the member's name, or you have to go to that little box?
No, you need to click
On there.
here.
Okay.
So if I click here, it brings up the member form. and I can now page through. See, I've got 1 to 5 records down here. I can page through the 5 members. All right, so here's Nicole, you know, and I can just, there's Justin, Ryan, Karen, and John. Okay. For each member of the family, we have their name, their nickname, if they have a nickname, if we want to know them by their nickname, their relationship in the family, birth date if we collected it. If we have the birth date, it calculates the age, their sex. Yeah, because the age changes, of course, as we go through getting older and older. So their marital status, and then the address is pulled forward from the family record if it is the same. Now, there could be an occasion where, you know, it's an older child that's got off on their own, live in their own apartment, can be married or whatever. So we allow to change each individual to have a separate address, but and I'll go through entering data, if we just click this little thing here, it pulls forward the same data as the family record, so you don't have to enter it again. Same with the email. Here's the family phone number, which is pulled forward, and we have ability to enter a cell phone number or a business number and the business extension. All right. We also can record their primary sacraments, of initiation, baptism, first communion, and confirmation. Which reminds me, we've got to get all the confirmations updated for the last batch. and we can record here when they received that sacrament, and if it was in this parish or somewhere else. Okay. Again, this is developed for future use because right now, of course, that information hasn't been entered. And we allow for some notes on, you know, if there's any special notes about that particular person, whatever it is, you know, they have an allergy, particularly if it's a child,
you do ask that on the
or you know, they're handicapped, whatever,
special needs,
you know, and that could apply to any member of the parish, not just the child, you know. So that just gives us free form area for entering any information. And then underneath we show, for reference, any activity, whether it's religious ed activity or ministry or other activities. In this case, Nicole doesn't have any. Let me move into, oh, okay, I know why, because all of the activity is based on the year. I mean, the religious ed activity is based on the year, because of course every year it's going to change. So, and I changed the year, so it happens I changed the year in June. So we don't have any, so it's not showing any current activity because
it's ready for the new information.
It's ready, it's all set ready for the new registrations. Because I was thinking, you know, in the original database, it was it. But I thought, well, okay, now what do we do next year? So it's now, and we can in the reports go back and see that data, and I'll show you. But within here, okay. So let me go back to the family, and I'll go through some of the ways you can enter data, all right? Because notice at the moment, every field is got a green background. If it's a green background, it means you can't enter anything. I can put my cursor in here, but I can't enter anything. And that is deliberate to prevent you accidentally, you know, not thinking the phone rings and you happen to lean on the keyboard and oh, there goes their address. So let me go back to the family. And this principle is the same for all forms. If it's green, it's locked. Can't change it. If I need to change it, I can go to new, which allows me to enter a new record.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I need to change this record, I can go to edit. And when we do the new registrations, even though, you know, the families may already be in there, we need to look at them to see maybe they've got a new phone number, maybe they've got a new address, they've got a different email address.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, we can go to edit. Now, when it says, when you go to edit, any white field is required. You've got to have something in there.
Okay.
Any blue field is optional. If you've got something in there, that's fine, but you don't have to. It's not going to kick you out if you don't have that information.
Okay, white is optional.
White is mandatory, required.
Okay.
Blue is optional.
And green is locked in.
I don't have any additional street information. There is none. I don't have a collection type, etc. Doesn't matter. But if I didn't, I have to have a name. That's the address name. I have to have a date here, and so I have to have a phone number.
Okay.
So that's the required information. If I need to change any of that, I can just go into the field, change it, retype it, and then save it. If I go into the edit and then I think, oh gee, no, that's not the right family, I started to change it, and I say, no, it's not correct. Undo, it puts it back the way it was.
Okay.
So if if there are 2 Walker families and you pick the wrong one, and you start to say, well, that's not his address, and you start to change it. Oh, hang on a minute, it's the wrong Walker. Undo will put it all back the way it was. All right. Once you've saved it, that's it. It's saved. And if for any reason, I'm just going to say save, okay. If for any reason you want to just a quick printout of that information, the list gives you a quick reference sheet. For example, if you wanted to talk to the parent, you could have printed this out and have it handy when you talk to the parent, because now you've got the information on the other children and so on. So you've got some information that is handy, because you print this out and then you think, gee, on Sunday I've got to talk to them. Put it in your pocket on Sunday, quick reference. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, so I can say, oh yeah, how's Justin doing? Oh,
The other children.
It makes it personal. So you can, and then you can just print that if you need to print it. So very quickly, that is the way to edit, change the data. If you want to add a new member, completely new family, you would go to new. And it says, do you really want to add a new family? In case you hit it by mistake. And if I say yes, it gives you a completely new form to start. Opens it up and says, it automatically says, oh, it's a new family, so I'm assuming they're active. So it automatically makes it active, puts in today's date as the starting date and the join date. And then you just enter the information. Now I'm going to enter some information, but I'm not going to save it, because I don't want to mess up the database. But the family name is the last name of the family. Walker, Miles, Assey, whatever it is, right? So, incidentally, since I'm not very good at using the shift keys, it will capitalize everything. All right, so that's the family name, right? And if I can tab between the fields, so I just tab. It will automatically, the family name is always capitalized, or the whole thing. And now I can tab through. So now when I go to the address name, it starts to fill it in for me. So I don't have to key it all. All I'm going to